Hi everyone, it's great to see you here. This is Professor Liang from Datung University. My major is International Business and Strategic Management. Today I would like to share with you a certain concept about what is business and also what is management. And of course that will lead you to the topics or the issue about solar energy. So today, the main focus is I will give you certain examples, and in the end, I will lead you to how we can do something about solar energy. So firstly, what is business? We have so many businesses anywhere around the globe, from our daily life, from what we eat daily. So think about what you have today for your breakfast and what kind of services they are providing. And then you think why some of them are so successful and while others are not so successful. It all reflects the relationship between demand and supply. We have a demand, we have needs, and somebody with ideas, they start to think about, can I do something about that? And then I can make big money, all right? From management point of view, for any businesses, profit making, basically they have to survive and then aim to grow, and eventually that will become a sustainable company, and that will last more than 200 years, probably. And that's from profit making and continuous growth point of view. Simultaneously, we have to take consideration of some other stakeholders' point of view. For example, how our customers think about that, and how about our shareholders and also suppliers and even banks and the governments, what they think about us. They do have a different expectation. So in the end, we have to try to meet all these stakeholders' expectation. Then you can imagine how difficult and also challenging for entrepreneur and also for top management. However, there are certain ways for you to manage the businesses to ensure the continuous growth. The keys to success is value creation. So think again, when we go to the breakfast, any particular outlet for our breakfast, there are certain reasons behind that. Fundamentally, they create different value comparing with the other competitors. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, we have to take into consideration of all the relevant stakeholders' consideration and their expectation. For any company, leader play a crucial role. Like for company, they have to focus on shareholders' value, especially for public company. Why, as individual investor, why you invest your money in particular company? Because this company make profit. So it shows that their return on investment, it shows pretty good, and that attract your eyeballs. Not only for that, because the company should try and strive their efforts to ensure they will have a continual profit growth. How this company can be profitable and also continue growth, because they have a right strategy and they put into real practices. So you can consider why Apple is so successful, and also some other company. After COVID-19, you see such kind of a service provider like a Zoom, why their share price increased by more than almost more than 10 times within a very short period of time. So leader, they have to find the ways and also the vision to lead the entire company toward the common goals, and in the end they will ensure all the stakeholders will be happy about. Before we talk about management, we have to know what kind of businesses are we considering to enter, do we have interest. Of course, we have to ensure the business will have a viable future, and how we define ourselves. So consider the company as Apple. Is it a computer company or mobile phone company, or it is so-called intelligent company? Because they based on what they are really good at, they can apply what their so-called software capability or core competencies apply to the car industry. So they make the car more intelligent. So now you reconsider what Apple stands for, or what does Apple stand for. It is not a computer company. It could be anything. It's solely based on what they're really good at, that is distinctive competencies. Of course, we have to, even though we have core competencies, we can produce, we can invent new products, but we have to know where are our customers. By our product offering, do we serve their needs, and they will come back again and again or not? So in the summary, with what we have, we can produce something for a certain group of people, and with that can really meet their expectations and needs. That is the field we can work on and also get it started. Why company successful? You can consider the mobile phone industry again. They are so-called top 10 globally players. Mainly Apple and Samsung rank #1 or #2, and as follows, you can see a lot of Chinese mobile phone companies like Vivo or Oppo or some others. Why? Even though they provide products very differently, but the same thing is they provide certain value for different group of people. So long as we can provide value for customers, we can find the full stand, and then we can continue growing. So what is value? Value is very subjective. It depends on the perception of each individual consumers. So for any product offering, at least we have to provide certain benefits, and then they will compare in their mind how much I'm going to pay for that. So in terms of the price, the values, then and also the benefit, then we have certain ideas about is it value, does it provide value to us or not. So let me take coffee as one good example. Starbucks as a global company, you can see anywhere. Of course, in Indonesia, you can see that. In Taiwan here, we also have a different type of a coffee offering by different outlets. They position themselves very differently in the market. We have many convenience stores around Taiwan, and so you see between the Starbucks here and the convenience stores, what are the differences to you? Why Starbucks charge so high for a cup of coffee at the price of ranging roughly about $3 to $4 and even more than $5? But for the coffee, like a city coffee offered by 7-Eleven here in Taiwan, it only costs you about $1.5. So why people buy from convenience store while others buy from Starbucks? Because they offer different value to different group of customers. Then let's think about how we manage the company. Earlier, I emphasized the importance of a strategy, so we consider where we can come up with the so-called strategy. There are two major sources. The first one is that kind of strategy is planning. In other words, we consider what our company is and also the external environment and also our strengths and weaknesses. Then we decide we can only provide not the best product at the present time. We position ourselves at the so-called just in between. We try to serve the majority of the customer who is not so wealthy, for example. So based on rational reasoning and also research, we collect information and then we do certain analysis and then we decide where we go. So this is one of the major sources. Then we carry out, that's what we practice. So like again, Vivo and Oppo, their price is very competitive while offer quality mobile phone to the customers. So they gain more share, especially in the emerging economy. The second source, you can see that is what we call the emergent strategy. It might simply come from luck or from very different ideas that just happen to you. That just like a light shape in front of you or into your brain. The other one is unplanned shift by top management and also autonomous action by lower level managers. Let me give you one quick example. Back to 1960, one of the automobile company at that time, they are also making a motorbike. They aim to enter the market of US. They consider US, they would like to have a heavy motorbike. So they position themselves as a heavy motorbike producer and inventor. So they promote 230cc motorbike in the very beginning. Unfortunately, it ended up with almost a kind of a disaster. You might wonder why. Simply because at that time the brand image or the quality image is not so good as later years in 1980s. So American consumers, they have a certain doubt about that, and also there are great competitors there. So they have a pretty difficult starting point. However, one day, one of their sales managers, they ride on a so-called light motorbike to the sales department to buy products. When that happened, the purchasing manager from sales, they look at that. That's a brand new idea. We really need that kind of a small bike or light bike. So that give an unforeseeable opportunity for this motorbike company, Yamaha, can turn around their fortune, and that become a big sales, because for short distance, that light motorbike provide great value to customers. All right. So far we have a cover why companies successful and some others are not successful. The fundamental key to that is value creation. And also we need to know how we manage the company, and also we have to come up with strategies. Remember, there are two sources. As following, I will provide you with further ideas about what is the business model with several examples that all around our daily life. All right. The first one, again, everybody need to eat, need to drink. So you look at the McDonald's, and also very popular from Taiwan, that's a milkshake, I mean bubble tea. It's almost everywhere, even in the US or UK, in Europe. It's very popular in Southeastern Asian countries. Again, Starbucks, and it's pretty popular in Indonesia, right? That's part of your daily life. What are they doing in common? There are certain things in common. What is it? There is a so-called headquarters. They develop such kind of a role model, what they are going to offer, how are they going to manage the businesses, how they approach their customers, and through certain years, they have built up so-called very successful formula. And again, take the example of McDonald's. Over the years, they have built such kind of key successful factors that translated or converted into so-called successful formula. And even they have a so-called McDonald's University that they can train future collaborators from other countries or other parts of the US to learn what is McDonald's, what is their philosophy, how they manage their businesses, and they can do it again in different countries. The fundamental key to that successful formula is so-called standard operation procedures. So including how they cook, how they serve customers, and even how they decorate their outlets. They are very standardized. However, when they go to different countries, because of the different cultures, they have to modify, they have to adjust the ways of doing businesses, including they have to change their menus. For example, to the Muslim countries, they have to change their hamburger without pork, and even to the more people are so-called vegetarian, they have to develop veggie. So that end up with such a kind of practice. Such a multinational company, they incorporate standardization and localization that offer us the idea of a so-called globalization. But let's see the final question. Is it sustainable for the years to come or not? So they have to conceive of innovative ideas and also different strategy and even blue ocean strategy to ensure they will have a continuous growth. So what are the implications? Any businesses we don't have to think about so-called high-tech companies or high-tech industries. Just think and look around our daily life. There are so many different types of businesses, how they can survive, how they grow, how they sustain. There are same common ground and also common reasons for success. So again, what is it? We have to find out and identify the needs and wants and demand, and we try to provide our products or services, and in return we will have a profit, and that will ensure us to have a continuous growth. So the key is fundamentally how a business make money and grow and sustain. Are there any models? Of course there are models. Franchising is just one of many models. What is business model? Put it simply, it includes what people need and what companies are going to make and how we sell it. So what kind of ways? And from customer point of view, how are they going to pay that and what are they going to pay? And in the end, we would like to see so-called win-win-win. Customers are happy, companies are happy, and the rest of the stakeholders are happy. So that will ensure we have a continuous and sustainable growth. Theoretically, and it is also very popular, this kind of a framework that examine and interpret what business model is. That is called the business model canals. There are two major parts. It's starting from the very important part is the so-called value proposition, right? So in the market, what you stand for, how you position yourself, right? In different industries, we try to position ourselves and we try to create something different. So you can consider again, Starbucks or Apple or Google. They represent a different image, different value to customers. So with that kind of a starting, then we consider what customers need and how we provide our products. So how we do that, what kind of resources we should have, how we organize that. We have a limited resources, so we have to get assistance for other key partners. So quite often, company will adopt so-called alliances, and that will end up with how many resources we should have, how we organize it properly and efficiently, and that end up with our costs or our expenses. On the other hand, of course, it is rather important. We have to identify, like I mentioned earlier, we have to know where our customers, what are their needs, how we serve them. So we have to identify certain channel to approach them, and also we have to build up long-term relationship with the customers that end up with revenues. So comparing with the cost structure and the revenues, we will have a bottom line. That is, do we make profit or loss? Let me give you further examples. I believe you use Netflix and also you listen music through Spotify. So it is pretty common, probably because of the advance of the technologies and also that change our ways of life and also how we make our livings as well. Both companies, they provide so-called online services and continuously, based on their very fruitful and very rich the database, you can watch and also listen to the most updated, brand new, very innovative songs and movies produced by any different countries. So that give customers a very flexible ways how you entertain yourself. So that also indicate we don't have to go to the movie or theater. So that indicate there is a great potential threat to movie theaters. So that gives them challenges. So now they have to consider how they can come up with an innovative strategy or a blue ocean strategy to ensure they will have continual growth. Otherwise, they are losing customers. So what is the base model for Spotify or Netflix? Basically, they apply such purposes as a subscription. They charge for us to access their database, their products, their services. It becomes more and more common, even to many magazines or newspaper, and also publications in general, including journal papers. Even in the academic, they also offer that kind of services. That will also make our environment more friendly, because we adopt more ways that will end up with so-called paperless. So that will make our earth greener. So that's pretty good. I'm sure you also are members of LinkedIn. That is a so-called very professional membership organization. From there, you can use that as a kind of outlet to showcase, to let people know who you are, what you're really good at, and that will give you the platform to get connected with people in the similar fields or your specialty, and that might link you to a future collaboration. More importantly, that also offer you an opportunity window for you to find your personal opportunities that probably will make you rich. The other service offered by Grammarly is the offer value for people writing English. We are not native speaker, so they offer free downloaded so-called English writing correction services, free. However, once we get used to it, we have to pay for advanced versions, more features. So they divided their product into 3 different categories. For the fundamental one or basic one, you are charged nothing. For the advanced one, you will charge by a certain amount of money by monthly basis. For the best service or the highest class of services, you have to pay more. So you see that they also use such kind of model as a subscription. That is what we call the free minimum. So what is the key? They give away part of our products or their products or services for free. They charge for premium features and services, and especially for advanced functionalities. We have other examples like MailChimp, Evernote. For gentlemen and even for ladies, I believe you drink coffee daily. For gentlemen, you use razor daily. What do they have something in common? Right? You wonder. Let's think about such a company as Gillette and Nestle, how they make profit. We know that's daily stuff. We drink coffee daily, how they make profit, because there are so many competitors. Again, like I emphasize the importance of positioning, how they position themselves. Of course, for Gillette and Nestle, they stand for high quality, and also stand for quality life. So for Gillette, they use such strategy as a razor and blade. In other words, they sell their razor handle together with the blade as a package at a very attractive price. Once we use up, we have to buy more or compensate with more numbers of bread, which is more expensive, and then you can earn more margin. So with that kind of so-called razor and blade, we can ensure the company can have continuous revenue coming to their pocket. As for Nestle, you think about do they sell coffee making machine, or they sell such kind of a tiny dose or not? They can sell the coffee making machine at a very attractive price, even as low as like probably less than $100. That's very attractive. More. So, however, that coffee machine cannot provide you with coffee without their little dose or the coffee formula. So, with the higher margin and of course very expensive items, they can make more profit from this tiny dose. So what is the model? For these companies, they sell a durable product below cost. So that is the razor handle and also coffee making machine. But they sell large volumes of high margin disposable component of the product. That is the breads, right? So that will ensure customers will come back again and again, and then you can have a continuous growth. There are similar cases, examples for inkjet printers, Xbox, and Amazon Kindle as well. We like traveling. We need the furniture for our daily life. So for such a company as IKEA and AirAsia, they have something in common. Their price is very attractive. They provide quality services, so that attract lots of customers come over to them. And of course, for AirAsia is a kind of a budget airlines. They offer very cheap ticket for that. They do not offer you very delicious dishes or menus in the aircraft. They offer only the transportation for you. If you have to buy if you are hungry, you would like to have a meal, you have to pay extra for that, right? As for furniture, they provide so-called the services or the model as a DIY, do it by yourself. So that ensure the company is very competitive in terms of a product offering. If you need assistance how to assemble your furniture, they offer additional services at actual cost, and including if you need delivery, you have to pay for that. So such a kind of a model is so-called low touch. They provide very few services. They aim and target particular customers, aim for price, they are price sensitive. For company, they have to ensure to minimize their operating costs, and they adopt such practices as a lean management. Of course, like I emphasized, they charge for additional services.